Solo Sikoa doesn't have what it takes. The Rock is returning at Survivor Series 2024. The WWE sends a serious warning to Kevin Owens after he used a banned move. Why the WWE won't introduce the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Roman Reigns' family member has secretly joined the WWE. Roman Reigns breaks character for Sami Zayn after SmackDown. Let's dive right in. The Rock is returning at Survivor Series 2024. The Rock made his earth-shattering return at the Bad Blood Premium live event last month. However, he has not been seen on WWE television since then, leaving fans wondering about his next appearance. With Survivor Series War Games on the horizon, the stage could be set for the final boss to re-enter the fray and make his highly anticipated return to the story. In the latest episode of SmackDown, WWE made a Bloodline War Games match official between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns' faction. The Hollywood icon could make a stunning return at the spectacle, revealing himself as the fifth member of Sikoa's team. There have been several indications of this happening, as WWE has been teasing it subtly for a while. Let's take a look at 5 signs that suggest The Rock will return at Survivor Series War Games 2024. Number 1. Solo Sikoa teased a 5 vs 5 War Games match. While challenging Roman Reigns for the men's War Games match on SmackDown, Solo Sikoa teased that it would be a 5-on-5 clash, as he asked the OTC to gather 4 members for his team. Although it was never revealed who could be the 5th member of the Bloodline, Solo's confidence clearly reflected that he has something up his sleeve. Therefore, this seems to be a massive indication that The Rock could show up at the Survivor Series PLE, unveiling himself as the 5th member of Team Sikoa. With the Bloodline currently comprising only 4 members, adding the final boss as the final member would solidify the group as a legitimate threat capable of taking down the OG Bloodline. Besides, WWE could reveal The Rock as the actual mastermind behind the antics of Solo and Co., adding a new layer to the ongoing saga on SmackDown. Number 2. A multi-person match would protect The Rock. The Rock has a demanding Hollywood schedule, making him cautious about potential injuries and concussions. As a result, his WWE appearance and in-ring physicality are often limited due to these concerns. However, a multiple-person match will allow the 52-year-old to compete in the Bloodline War Games match without taking much bumps. It would offer WWE the opportunity to safeguard the Hollywood star while having him compete at the PLE. In fact, the Great One can participate in the final stages of the match, similar to what Randy Orton did last year. He can join the fray and unleash a few signature moves without getting involved in any risky spots to secure victory for his team in the match. Therefore, the fact that the War Games match will be a multi-person bout and that the Bloodline will be involved in it serves as a major sign of the final boss's return at the PLE. Number 3. His return to WWE TV at Bad Blood could be an indication of a major program. The Rock's return at Bad Blood was seemingly another major hint that WWE might have plans for him to feature at Survivor Series War Games. Considering that he showed up in Atlanta to put Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes on notice, the Great One could finally make his presence felt in the ongoing Bloodline saga at the upcoming PLE. Additionally, Solo Sikoa's post-Bad Blood statement, in which he told fans that it was all a part of the plan, could align with The Rock returning at Survivor Series to join his team in the War Games match against the OG Bloodline. In hindsight, the final boss's return at Bad Blood has seemingly sown the seeds of his potential involvement at the upcoming premium live event in Vancouver, Canada. Number 4. Solo Sikoa subtly paid tribute to the final boss. On the latest edition of SmackDown, Solo Sikoa wore a very familiar costume, as his attire resembled The Rock's iconic 1990s outfit. The Street Champion was wearing a black turtleneck and a silver chain, drawing a parallel with the final boss, potentially as a tribute to him amid his return speculations. Sikoa wearing that outfit weeks before Survivor Series War Games could be considered a strong hint for a potential appearance of The Rock. It could also be an indication that the Great One may have some connection with the 31-year-old, and the two could be furtively working together in the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa could be following the Hollywood star's orders, while the latter could be the main person pulling the strings of the Bloodline 2.0. Number 5. WWE would have a chance to sow the seeds for WrestleMania 41. Another sign that The Rock's appearance at Survivor Series War Games 2024 seems inevitable is that it can lay the groundwork for his potential WrestleMania 41 match. If the People's Champion joins Solo Sikoa's team as the 5th member, it could prompt Cody Rhodes to join forces with the OG Bloodline as its final member, as he has bad blood with the final boss. Therefore, the Triple H-led creative team would have a big opportunity to sow the seeds of the main event of next year's show of shows, whether it be The Rock Rock versus the American Nightmare, the Final Boss versus the OTC, or a triple threat match. The company can make Survivor Series 2024 the foundation for the road to WrestleMania 41 next year. Therefore, the Brahma Bull's return to the spectacle is quite plausible, given the direction it could lead to. With several signs indicating The Rock's WWE homecoming at the November 30th spectacle, it remains to be seen whether fans get a glimpse of him in the Rogers Arena in Vancouver, Canada. What's the plans for Randy Orton after his injury? Randy Orton faced serious consequences during the latest episode of WWE SmackDown when he called out Kevin Owens. The Viper and the prizefighter engaged in a heated brawl, despite the efforts from officials to break them apart. However, Owens managed to hit a devastating piledriver, leaving Orton unconscious. This led to immediate medical attention, with Orton being stretchered out and taken to a local medical facility. As of now, WWE has yet to provide an official update on the condition of the Apex Predator. Let's explore 4 potential directions for Randy Orton following his injury on SmackDown. Number 1. Randy Orton might announce retirement as part of the storyline. One possible move for the Viper following this destruction could be announcing his retirement as part of a storyline in WWE. We've seen superstars fake their retirements before, with Mark Henry's retirement stunt being one of the most iconic examples. In Orton's case, the Apex Predator might use a retirement angle to get written off television. This would allow WWE to stage Randy's return monumentally, leaving fans uncertain about whether Orton has truly retired or not. Number 2. Orton might return and challenge Kevin Owens for a match. After being off television for 1 or 2 weeks, Randy Orton might return to SmackDown and eventually challenge Kevin Owens to a match. Their showdown at Crown Jewel 2024 failed to materialize, as KO attacked Orton before the match even began. Following the vicious piledriver attack, the Apex Predator could make his comeback within a couple of weeks and lay down a challenge to the prizefighter for a one-on-one showdown. Number 3. The Viper might return to the traditional men's Royal Rumble match in 2025. Following this injury angle, a return at next year's 30-man traditional Royal Rumble match could indeed be a strong possibility. The Royal Rumble Premium Live event is always packed with surprises and major returns. This makes the return of the Legend Killer in the iconic Rumble match an ideal direction after the notable developments on the recent SmackDown. Number 3. Randy Orton could return and turn heel by attacking Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are real-life friends, which is why the Viper stood against Kevin Owens when he turned on the American Nightmare. However, Orton is never a trustworthy ally and could soon reveal his true colors. Fans have already speculated that the Legend Killer has his sights set on the undisputed WWE title, which currently rests on Rhodes' shoulders. Following the recent events on SmackDown, Randy Orton could take a brief hiatus, but return as a villainous star, ultimately betraying Cody Rhodes. This would set up an undisputed WWE Championship match between the two, a showdown fans have been eager to see for a long time. The WWE sends a serious warning to Kevin Owens after he used banned move. WWE superstar Kevin Owens crossed all limits on SmackDown as he was responsible for a legendary figure being stretched out in an ambulance. Following the incident on the Blue brand, the company issued a stern warning to the former Universal Champion. WWE took to Instagram to send a strong message to the prizefighter, emphasizing the severity of the situation and the potential consequences for future misconduct. Kevin Owens, what is wrong with you? This has gone too far, the post read. Why the WWE won't introduce the Women's Intercontinental Championship. During the latest episode of WWE SmackDown, General Manager Nick Aldis introduced the Women's United States Championship. The 38-year-old highlighted the ongoing growth and success of the women's division. Moreover, he emphasized that this new title would provide a significant opportunity for female superstars. The introduction of the Women's United States Championship confirms that the division now has its own mid-card title, similar to the men's division. However, some fans have questioned why WWE chose to introduce the Women's United States Championship instead of a Women's Intercontinental Championship. This confusion stems from the men's division having 2 distinct mid-card titles. One is the United States Championship, which is currently held by LA Knight on SmackDown. The other one is the Intercontinental Championship, which is held by Braun Breaker on Raw. The main reason for this decision lies in the dual-brand nature of the Women's United States Championship. As Michael Cole clarified during commentary, this title will be defended across both Raw and SmackDown brands. With no brand restriction, the need for a second mid-card title, such as a Women's Intercontinental Championship, is effectively eliminated. The current depth of the WWE women's roster plays an important role in this narrative as well. With 2 world titles, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, and now a mid-card championship, the company aims to strike a balance between competition and title significance. Introducing 2 mid-card titles could dilute the impact of championships within the women's division. Instead, focusing on a single, dual-brand mid-card title ensures strong storytelling and maximizes opportunities without overwhelming the roster or fans. WWE has plenty of potential candidates who could become the inaugural Women's United States champion. One of the names fans are rooting for is Chelsea Green. The 33-year-old star enjoys significant popularity online, which is why many fans hope that the hot mess will at least win this mid-card title, as there seems to be little chance of her competing for the WWE Women's Championship anytime soon. Roman Reigns' family member has secretly joined the WWE. Earlier this week, rumors surfaced that Roman Reigns' cousin has signed with WWE. Wrestling legend Rikishi has officially confirmed the news of Lance Anoa'i joining the Stamford-based promotion. Lance Anoa'i is a third-generation wrestler, son of Samu, and grandson of late WWE Hall of Famer Alpha Anoa'i. The 32-year-old performer has spent 14 years grinding on the independents, working for promotions like MLW, where he was a member of the Samoan SWAT team led by Jacob Fatu. Lance was let go by Major League Wrestling late last year. Fightful recently learned that Lance Anoa'i signed with WWE this summer. However, he has been dealing with an undisclosed injury and is unlikely to get cleared soon. This is probably why the creative team has no imminent plans for him, whether on NXT or the main roster. A few hours ago, Rikishi took to his official Facebook handle to congratulate his nephew on signing with WWE. Another, "Your turn, nephew Lance. You earned your spot. Lance Anoa'i are smarts, he gets it," he said. Lance Anoa'i has joined Hikuleo, but has yet to make his WWE debut. But unlike Hikuleo, he has wrestled in the Stamford-based promotion before. He worked as an enhancement talent quite a few times, with his most memorable outing coming off against Shane McMahon on the May 27, 2019 edition of Monday Night Raw. That night, Roman Reigns came to the aid of his cousin after the post-match beatdown from Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. It will be interesting to see if the two cousins will reunite amid the Bloodline Civil War. Roman Reigns breaks character for Sami Zayn after SmackDown. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns are back on the same team following SmackDown, and all is right with the world again. It was a challenging road, but the original Bloodline has officially reunited. The two of them and the Usos raised their ones to the sky as SmackDown went off the air. However, while it was serious business on the show, Zayn, Reigns, Jimmy, and Jay had some fun afterward. They are back to their 2022 antics. In a hilarious moment between the two former rivals, Roman Reigns helped Sami Zayn with his shoe. The OTC was seemingly loosening the laces to make it more comfortable to wear. Reigns even playfully swatted Zayn's hand when he asked for his shoe, before eventually giving it back. In another unseen moment from after tonight's episode of SmackDown, Sami Zayn told Jey Uso that he loves him. The four of them will enter War Games against Solo Sikoa and his bloodline at Survivor Series, with Roman Reigns hoping to reclaim his spot at the head of the table. It remains to be seen if WWE keeps the Bloodline War Games match 4-on-4, especially after Solo hinted that both teams will have 5 members each. Some huge surprises could be in store as Survivor Series approaches. Solo Sikoa doesn't have what it takes. Solo Sikoa came under scrutiny for his performance on WWE SmackDown. The Bloodline leader's promo was called throwaway-ish by veteran journalist Bill Apter. Last night's SmackDown saw the Bloodline host an undisputed tribal chief acknowledgement ceremony. The segment was interrupted by Roman Reigns, who was involved in a war of words with his former stablemate. However, things soon turned physical, with the Usos and Sami Zayn coming out to help the OTC. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk, Bill Apter noted that Solo Sikoa did not look believable on SmackDown. The veteran added that while the street champion is good at what he's doing, he does not have that look about him. Solo was very throwaway-ish, like, acknowledge me, I want you to acknowledge me. He doesn't have that, he is good at what he's doing, but he doesn't have that power or that look about him. Solo challenged Roman Reigns for a War Games match at Survivor Series. The end of WWE SmackDown saw the reunion of the OG Bloodline, after which a 4 vs 4 match for the upcoming premium live event was made official.